What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy.
Go Black to Africa.
Hey, I'm in the motherland as usual, and I have a beautiful, unique family coming from damn Erica. Put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn Erica. Yet they have a beautiful story, experience that we just gonna get in a conversation and have. You know, what were some of the challenges for y'all? Because we know everything wasn't peachy green.
No.
We know you had challenges coming, so I mean, we all care to share maybe some of your hardest challenges here. Or coming.
Maybe one off the top was like after looking at all the research and things we wanted to do, and just certain things I just didn't like how things were going on in the country at that time. Like Dad was right. Like he had the dream to go to LA for that coastal living, and it all lined up. I actually got laid off from a job in the DMV months prior to us leaving because I went to school because I'm into film. I'm a film nerd. I love television, storytelling, all that stuff, and that somehow it lined up. And so we spent those 3 years there, and I was working hard to get into film somehow. I enjoyed writing and things, but you have to pay your dues, be a production assistant, get that coffee, do things like that.
I've been there.
You get it. And I'm rubbing elbows with really influential people, people on like Blackish, Insecure, Issa, things that I'm really fired up about. And I did give that up. I'm not trying to like get sympathy or pity or anything like that. And if an opportunity opens up, the door you're talking about, if the right door opens up, I can always go back for whatever stint, or there's film happening all over the world. I mean, pay your writers. SAG-AFTRA at the time of this is on. So Hollywood's literally on strike now. So that was perspective.
Yeah.
Even now, where I'm like, dang, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And there's always going to be something, but I've had to balance that here with we were talking about the visas and whatnot. You have to research tourism, retirement, entrepreneurship. Can you work and get a job or something? Those are things that I have to take into account. My little bit of research and understanding here is that cinema is, since that's my thing, is in a sense in its infancy.
Yes.
Or it's kind of as old as me right now, which is exciting because it's like, wow, all kinds of rules to be broken, all types of things to do yourself, and I'm tapped into a lot of those things. But that's also a little bit of a lot of a challenge because there's still more, for lack of a better term, it's not yet seen as viable or maybe as noble as your classic medical law, things like that. And so I'm focusing on being a student right now and things of that nature. But having the channel, meeting cool folks like yourself and us interviewing others has made it where I'm like, well, like my friends, shout out to Slice and Rice. They're a YouTube couple I met in school. We all went to film school, but we're making the most of our gifts and doing YouTube because we enjoy it.
Right.
Maybe there's not a lot of money in it, maybe there is, but we're not letting the door of opportunity on being filmmakers close just because we're on a smaller screen. So that's just a little bit, I hope that answer.
Because you're the oldest child. You're like in your 30s, right? So but here's the youngest.
Yeah.
And what is your experience? I mean, the challenging things you had to deal with.
It's very different for me. It's because during that time I was in school. I was getting like certifications, and my field is IT, and so a lot of it was just beginning. So it's kind of like, what things am I leaving on the table, the potential of like what I could do. We're in California, the Silicon Valley, and so it's kind of like, you gonna leave all this stuff. So that was more of it for me, or like my social life, like friends, not being able to hang out with them and share our experiences and growing. That was more along the lines of challenges for me. But as I am the youngest, I'm still getting to those, building up to those things of like finding my interests, I'm really in school at that time. But it's really the shift in thinking that outweighed it for me, where it feels like existing in the States versus living
Yeah.
kind of here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Or like what you have to do to be able to live
Yeah.
here. I think there's a story of like a guy who works really hard for all his years, which is fine. I mean, you do what you want to do.
Right.
And then he gets to retire. But the guy he's he gets to retire to like an island or like beach, and then the guy he's talking to has lived at the beach or on that island all his life. And he's like, why would I do that if I can just work and live here? And like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
so it was kind of like, you know, but you know, there's the sacrifices, but the potential, the Silicon Valley, the Hollywood.
Yeah, because he was sacrificed. We're walking in Los Angeles. We can walk past Google,
YouTube, Yahoo.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're
IMAX.
walking past these places.
Yeah.
You would. It's not that far.
Yeah.
And so not up in Silicon Valley, but there's a Playa
we
Vista
are, yeah.
where it's literally a whole expensive community where that's taking place.
Yeah.
And he's literally got Anthony Anderson doing selfies with him, and Jennifer, I won't say the middle part, she says Lewis, she says Jennifer
Tracy Ellis
F.
Ross,
Lewis.
all
Tracy,
those folks, yeah.
He's literally in Issa Rae. He's interacting, touching these people.
Yeah.
Putting in
And
dues.
I don't
But
know,
I was
man.
invested. I was invested in this and trying to make it work, even with the other challenges being not only sacrifice, but as you know, trying to adapt to learning new culture. Because this isn't vacationing, this is living abroad, or certainly in our case. And so you're learning language, you're learning pace of living. Because you asked that great question: what's it like in Zanzibar versus say Dar es Salaam, where the pace is different, or where business might be conducted differently because they're the same but they're also different. You know, and we're used to, you know, I don't know, receipts and things being itemized, but you might come here or there. That's not really a thing. Things might be more verbal, and you gotta like push more, and you don't realize, like you said a second ago, right? You might come here and it brings out things that maybe aren't so good. Doesn't mean you can't resolve them, but we learn that even about ourselves of like, oh, we're used to, you know, getting a receipt at Starbucks. Oh, and by the way, they'll flip around the iPad and ask for
A tip.
a tip. Whereas here,
Yeah.
that's not. They don't help you do that.
Right.
It's not to get. It's not to get over on you or anything.
Yeah.
Something as simple as that, itemization, that standardization that you didn't realize you were used to your whole life, can cause arguments and some headaches much later. We've been through them.
Yeah, you know, definitely. That's something that I've experienced, even that challenges myself. But
Yeah.
to the lady who wears 3 hats, who is
Yeah.
woman first, wife second, and then mother,
Yeah.
women are wanting to hear your challenges, you know?
Okay, I'll start from leaving the States. I guess some of the things for me is I have a close-knit family.
Yeah.
We've just always, you know, been really, really close. And that was hard. I'm thankful for social media, for
Yeah.
WhatsApp, for all those, Facebook, all those things. My mother wasn't on that. And so they got her hooked up on something. We had seen something, we were in California. It's called a portal. And a lot of people don't know about it, but it's a thing. It's almost like a little small little screen, computer screen. And he got that from his mother and my mother. And so I can see her and talk with her. Then we hooked her up to Facebook, WhatsApp, all
Yeah.
that too. So that's been a blessing. And I'm happy about that, to be able to do that. I miss the fact that I've seen both of my grandchildren when they were babies born and stuff. We had another grandchild, but we were in California when she was born. But we still get to see that. That, I think, in that respect, that really helps me. And so that, if I don't have a pity party, I'm okay. You know, but that's the thing of family. If you're really connected with your family, you really, really miss that. But you find other ways, and that does help. It does help. So, and some of the things that we've all have said, the changes, you know, we're so used to how we were where we were. So it's like coming to here, and we're learning to adjust, and I've learned to try to adjust. You cook. They don't have all the same spices, the same foods that maybe you have to adapt. Certain shoppings and places and things you go, you have to learn. And so I've learned how to adapt as I've been here. Just learning how to do different things. So, okay, and not to complain, because a lot of those things, there's nothing you can kind of really do anything about.
Right.
And I think that's the one thing. A lot of times people may complain about certain things, and you have to say, okay, really, is that a deal breaker? Is that really whatever? It is what it is. And you've moved where you are, and you have to kind of adapt, get alternative things figured out, and learn to know your environment, learn to get to know the culture, get to know the people, and get into it so that you're not out of it. And I think once you can kind of do that and get into it and get to know what's what, I think it gets better and better for you. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Pops.
Yeah, challenges, huh? Family, like she said, not being able to see our sons and daughter-in-law and my in-laws and stuff like that. My family back in Central Illinois, my mother's 96, and
Wow.
she recently had a situation where she fractured her back accidentally. So, bless my sister, my nieces and stuff, and great nieces and great nephews. They're taking care of things, but I don't get to see them except for the things that Marlene mentioned, the portal, the social media,
Yeah.
and my brother and stuff like that. So that's a challenge. I guess another challenge for me is some of the conveniences. I was comfortable. We had a BMW for a short stint. Shoot, I like that ultimate driving machine, man. Hugging the roads. First of all, it's not really the roads here that you're gonna just not.
You don't want a BMW here.
Yes,
Right.
you don't want
Yes,
one.
yes. You need a Jeep. You need a
Truck. Because I kind of like convertibles. I kind of like I like that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Just trying to keep it real, man. And so there are those comforts and things that I've tried to say, okay, break it down to the basic and simplest thing. I do like a walk along the beach, and so that is the alternative. And I've always liked that. So I guess other challenges, let's say, you're not able to interact with friends and so forth and physical things.
Yeah.
So there's guys I grew up with who were all in our 60s. We were like all in each other's weddings, that kind of thing. And they may try to get together, and we were doing a little bit of that here and there as you get older and you're seeing your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and I don't get to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing for the friends.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that, but yeah, my best friend moved to Hollywood right as I was leaving. We had plans, and who knows what'll line up next, but 90% of our friends are back in the States.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we have some who live abroad,
Yes.
here in East Africa or stints in South Africa. So we can connect on that shared history as well as the shared experience of living abroad, but that can be tough. So thank God for social media and, trying to keep the bonds that way or adjusting as they adjust.
Or reinventing yourself. I think that's one of the most challenging things that we might have a struggle with. Like your father being in the military, I was in the military,
Yeah.
my dad was in the military, and it was constantly reinventing yourself.
Yes.
Getting new friends and learning how things operate differently than
Right.
where you came, and
Right.
and so it made it really easier for me as far as adjusting when
Yeah.
I move around.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle for many people who don't have that. But to end this and come to a conclusion, did you make the right decision? Do you
Yes.
have any regrets?
No, I feel we made the right decision.
Absolutely the right decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
It's I don't know what's to come next, but it's
Who
been,
knows? Who knows what comes
Yeah,
next?
who knows what comes next?
Yeah.
But I've
Yeah.
expanded in many ways. I've raged and cried and smiled and laughed, and it's. But that's what it is. Living abroad, and it's different. I did something that was the same and was good back in the States, and now this is a new chapter that I really want to see through as long as I can.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
My question is not did I make the right decision? It's wow, I could have made this decision sooner.
Oh, okay.
And why haven't other people taken advantage of the opportunity to jump in that door, as you said, the door of opportunity, and
Yes.
enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mama,
Yes, sir.
you said you made the right decision without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
I know we talked about family and everything, but just being here is I don't know. It's almost like you could just have, it's like freedom to me. It's just, it's a different, the environment is different. It's like I don't have to think about the things that I thought about in the States, even though I still have family there. But I'm just saying, it just feels more relaxed. I don't have to be concerned about other things that maybe when I was there I was concerned about.
True.
So,
True.
yeah, but,
Well, you know, for me, you know, I just saw a video this morning, and it was a young white girl challenging a white guy because he had made the reference that black people commit more crimes than white people. So she went on her Google and she was basically disagreeing with him and gave a number that, you know, that's 1 million crimes are committed by blacks and then 4 million by whites. And then his rebuttal was, but we are 69% white and the blacks are 13% of the population. I didn't get trapped into the black people committing more crimes.
Right.
What my spirit drew to was 69% of the population.
me too.
That's what I got caught into, was that this is why I am in the motherland where it's 99.9% of the population. We are.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm against any race of people, not at all. But when he said 69%, and he said it with his chest, like, you know,
Okay.
Wow.
that
Okay.
he's right. How do you win when you have 70% of the population
Yeah.
that are them, that are in your judicial system? It's
Right.
even greater, really. It's in your governments, it's in your prison systems, it's
Yeah.
in your
All systems.
all
but name them.
systems.
Yes. Yes.
all of these
Entertainment.
systems.
Entertainment, yes.
All of
Sports.
these systems that 87% are not us and don't understand or feel or whatever us. Because his response when she had made reference was, we should be talking about he said we should be talking about why are they committing the crimes, which is true.
Yeah.
We can, and we can go through the history of why this is but no. You're in a country
Yes.
where it's 69.9, or we might as well say 70%
Yeah.
Come
Just
on.
70.
Yeah.
that have control,
That's the
Majority
word.
control.
that we can never experience in a different place where our presidents look like us,
Yeah.
our judicial systems over here looks like us,
Yeah.
whether you want to say CEOs or businesses and creators and all these other things are like us, to where it's a total different outcome over your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
One
Yes.
thing or two things. One, Africa's not perfect because
No, it's
you're
not
gonna
perfect by far.
please listen to them because you're gonna get comments or you've gotten them. You know,
Yeah.
when people list out things. There are still advancements in politics, entertainment,
Of course, yeah.
medical. You know, there's all types of things. Elevation the continent's trying to do. But then the second point was also to your point about the majority. I'm sure you have. We've met people that reminded us of things we didn't know we were looking for, or we did. Like we've met locals here. We've met people from Malawi. We're learning about how important tribalism, for lack of a better term, because usually I guess that's a negative thing.
Yeah.
But the power of tribe and bloodline and the patriarchy and the matriarchy and language. We've met people who are locals from a certain tribe who met somebody, learned their last name, and started talking to them in their language.
Yeah.
And are like, I know where you're from, I know your region. And we don't know anything about that. We don't have any frame of reference.
Yeah.
We've never, I know I haven't. I have never valued that because in the West, it's a different system. That's not a thing. That's, we've got friends talking about, and we referenced it earlier, the healthy living, the herbs, the relationship to the earth, because there's unfortunately stuff blowing up sometimes in the States regarding farms, and that's your food and that's your way of life. And that just came to mind of like coming back to the motherland, like you said, and being allowed to be exposed beyond National Geographic for an hour, but being able to live amongst it. And I don't know when the education will end. It's an adventure, and I like that.
Yeah, to go back to what you were saying about the friend who could tell from the last name, it's called surname here, but the last name, you know, what tribe they're from, the language, all that. That was powerful for me. That we experienced that on our first day here in Zanzibar.
That's true, yeah.
Our first day, we were by the water over there at the Chill, and I mean, we saw this older gentleman, this elder, speaking to this guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're from here," and he could just the connection.
That's
It was like that, and I was like, I want some more of this. This is nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Well, the thing you were pointing out, though, I refer to or as power and privilege. And it didn't. And in that particular example, it was 70%. We say, all right, we shift over here to the continent of Africa, where it's going to be 90% of people who look like us, black people. Yet, if it's not perfect here, could it be because of colonization?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which gets back to the people who have power and privilege.
Right.
So don't, all right, don't do something for thousands of years and then turn and look at me and say, this is your fault.
Yeah.
I'll just say it simply like that.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
But that power and privilege is, it just bugs me that people will refer to racism and misunderstand systemic racism. It is impossible for a person of color to be racist if they do not have power and privilege, which they do not, which includes the systems you listed: judicial, entertainment, sports, education, academic. If you're running all the systems, your behind is accountable for what has happened. And I think the Most High will hold you accountable.
You heard it here first. Well, I thank you all for doing this interview. Definitely, it's
you.
been
Thank you.
impactful, and I definitely learned just another side experience from you all, and I hope that everybody else out here has. Please, by all means, go to the Awaken with Mark YouTube channel. Any other social medias you have?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on, that's our email address.
Yeah.
Same names, okay? All right.
Yeah, website also awakenwithmark.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And anything else that we're attached to, we list it all in our description and everything. Awaken with Mark on YouTube is definitely the best place to find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is your man. These are your
Your people.
Your people.
Yeah, this is the tribe right here.
The tribe, yeah.
This is your tribe. Go black to Africa. Peace out, family.
Think about it, 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 think about it.